Good morning and welcome back to another episode of Board Shorts with Kirby Smith. I'm Kirby Smith and I'm standing here with Mr. Tony Oxford and Miss Tanya Oxford, home and owners of the Oxford Farms. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
So great to be here.
So we are standing here in your farm. Now, this is a traditional vegetable farm, or should I say untraditional vegetable farm that grows traditional vegetables.
Yes.
Can you explain to me what's going on here? Because it is absolutely fascinating what you're doing.
So what we have is an aquaponics farm that's indoor, climate and atmospherically controlled. So what we do is we utilize fish to fertilize the plants. The plants filter the water and it comes right back to the fish and the process starts over.
All right, hold on a second. So you said aquaponics.
Yes.
So a lot of people may not know what aquaponic is. Can you explain aquaponics and the function of it?
Certainly. So aquaponics is, you have aqua, which was the fish, and ponics, which is the water. A lot of people are familiar with hydroponics. So a common thing that people talk about. Hydroponics is where you add nutrients to the water, but there's no fish. And our fish gives us the nutrients that flows through the farm, and every vegetable here is growing in water, not in dirt.
Now, if I was to have it on a traditional size farm, how many acres would it take to grow what we have here?
So on a traditional dirt farm, it would take about 12 acres to grow the 35 tons of produce that we can grow right here. But also, it would take 99% more water to do it than we do right here.
Hold on a second. How many tons of vegetables do you produce out of this
About
third of an acre?
35 tons.
35 tons of vegetables off of a third of an acre.
Yes.
And you're saying that it would take a farm of 12 acres in dirt. And you mentioned something about using 99% more water.
Yes.
Explain that to me.
So what's so interesting about this farm in aquaponics is it kind of takes regenerative farming to a whole new level, where we fill the farm one time and then we recirculate the water constantly. The only water that comes out of here is the water that's within the plant itself. So the produce itself, water leaves with that, so that has to be replenished. But everybody talks about humidity. What about all the humidity and everything else and what transpires from the plants? Well, we have dehumidifiers in here and we put that water right back into the system.
That's absolutely amazing. So before we go any further into aquaponics and aquaponic farming, what got you started into this?
So me and my wife, or more of my wife, has been on a long journey. For 16 years, she's had multiple sclerosis, MS. And all the traditional medications and everything, and what we were continually told by the medical community is the only thing you can do with MS is stop progression. Well, we didn't like that answer. So we went on a journey of what is it that we can do to help stop progression and possibly even turn things around. She went from walking to a walker to a wheelchair. And today she's standing beside me because of clean, healthy food that we were able to, we thought we could go buy it, and then we figured out that was kind of difficult to really track where it's coming from and how it's grown. So this is how we ended up here, and we started this farm, not only for our family, but for the community.
As I was driving in, I noticed that you have an open market.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about your open market and what you do at this open market and what this place is? Because it's more than just a farm.
It is. One of the things that me and Tanya are both passionate about is educating people on eating well, and you eat well, you'll be well. That's kind of what we tell everybody.
When I was here, I tasted a couple of your vegetables. I have not tasted a vegetable like that before because it is just absolutely phenomenal. The tomatoes were sweet and the colors were fantastic. So thank you very much for that.
Absolutely.
If you've not eaten a naturally grown plant like this through aquaponics, you don't know the difference between a good tasting vegetable and a bad tasting vegetable.
Absolutely not.
It is night and day different. So at this farm, when I was here earlier, I also noticed you do things for our veteran services. Can you go over that a little bit?
Sure. So we have a goal. We have a couple things here that we do. One is employ veterans. And we're working with some federal agencies and some state agencies that will allow a veteran to come here, learn all they can about aquaponics, and then hopefully encourage them, if they have some land, or to purchase some land, because you don't need a lot, a third of an acre or less, and build a farm. And now them and their family can eat, they can make a good living by farming, and we can stimulate farm growth here in Florida and in Lake County. Our whole goal is to share. And the other thing that we're doing by sharing is 10% of everything that we grow on this farm gets donated to food banks.
10%.
10% of everything that's grown here goes to food banks.
Thank you very much for that.
Yes, sir.
I
Thank
certainly
you.
appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
So right here is a fish tank.
Yes,
So these are tilapia.
they are.
And I noticed that they range in size inside your tank.
Mm-hmm.
So there's got to be a culling process here where when you add them, when you take some out.
So
can you explain that to us a little bit?
I'd love to. The fish themselves, each tank, we have 4 tanks on this farm. They have 150 fish in each tank. So with fish, and what happens in these tanks is there's water that's constantly flowing. There's air that's put in the tank causing a current. Well, the fish like to swim against the current, which is exactly what they're doing. And as the fish grow, you don't want the tanks to get too dense. So too many fish, it makes them angry with each other. They're not happy fish. We gotta have happy fish to have happy plants.
Right.
And then, so once they reach a certain size, they're harvested, and then other fish are added, so we keep the density the same all the time. So what's happening now is this is flooding. These trays have small slits in the bottom, and so it is watering all of this.
And the water comes from there.
And it flows right here,
Down
and then
here.
flows out. And this is the exact same water that goes into the full farm. This side of the farm is mostly all greens. The other side of the farm is tomatoes and cucumbers.
Now I noticed that your tomatoes have vines and your cucumbers have vines.
They do.
Can we walk over there and
Sure.
talk about because I've never seen a cucumber vine like this ever. Well, right there's a cucumber.
Yeah, we got
They're
cucumbers.
all over.
So if you notice.
Now wait a minute. I was here 3 days ago.
Right.
There are more cucumbers on these plants than what I was here 3 days ago.
I'm sure of it.
Wow. Okay.
And these vines can grow 6 inches a day. So obviously we're only so tall. If it grew 6 inches a day, it would kind of be like, Johnny Green Giant, and we'd be up in the heavens with vines. So what we have to do here, we've got a phenomenal staff, and they come in the mornings at least twice a week, and they lower these vines down and they're on these trellises, and then they have to move it down. So the vine that you see right here is not planted in that hole right there. With the age of these plants, it's probably 45 or 50 feet around the corner and down is where it started.
That's amazing.
And from the time that I drop a seed in that seed table till the time I have a 1 pound cucumber, 7 weeks.
Wow. So Tony, if somebody wanted to get started in this and said, you know what, I really am excited about something like this. I don't want to do something as big as this,
Right.
but How does someone start off with like a small farm? Or
There's a lot of different availabilities to buy kits for your home. And I know we've had people come here and they tell us their stories about their garage. They have a full aquaponics setup in their garage, and it's enough to feed 2 to 4 people. So, again, it's just one of those things. I love to share with people everything that we know, and we'd love to just let people know different places and how they can get started.
And I'm assuming that you got to do tours here.
We do tours. We have some standardized times that are on our website, and then on the weekends, on Saturdays, you can call ahead. You can go online and just book a private tour. We also do field trips for schools. So we have school groups come in and we can take them through, and we have some lesson plans where they can do a lesson before they come and then do a follow-up lesson when they get back. And so yeah, we love to have people come in and tour the farm and learn more.
I cannot imagine why people wouldn't want to hang out here, because it is absolutely mind-blowing what you're doing. It's absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
Well, Tony, is there anything else you'd like to mention about this farm, or about your family and what you do for the people out here in Lake County?
So, it's called Oxford Family Farm for a purpose. It was built because of our family. We have 3 daughters, 3 in-laws, 3 grandkids. We got a lot of 3s right now. But the real interesting thing here is community. That's what this is all about.
Yeah.
So starting in April, we're going to be doing a family fun day on the farm the first Saturday of every month after April. And that's going to allow people to take tours, to come sit around in our green space, put down some blankets, enjoy the day. We're going to have bounce houses and water slides and stuff for the kids. And we haven't mentioned, we have cows and chickens here. And they have an opportunity, the kids and adults have an opportunity to feed the cows, feed the chickens, maybe even watch a chicken lay an egg. And all that can be done on our family fun days. And it's just all about community. You come in, you bring family, you meet new friends that become family, and what better thing is there to do on a Saturday?
I can't think of anything better than to be with people who are just happy to be outside. So what you're doing is you're taking technology, but you're breaking people away from the technology, the phones and all the screen time.
Right.
And you're showing what else can you do with our technology that we have.
Sure.
And it's absolutely fantastic. And being so community minded, I personally want to say thank you for that. I'm big into charities. It's all about community.
Yes.
If you ever wonder what an aquaponics farm looks like, give Oxford Family Farms a look at the website. The website's on the bottom of the screen. Whatever you do, be good to your friends, be good to your neighbors, and most importantly, help out when you can. That's all we have for Board Schwartz and Kirby Smith. See you next Wednesday.